crispy chicken is from a taco place. This crispy chicken is from a taco place? The taco place? Taco place. It comes in a burrito, too?
From your taco place, it's also a chicken place that's also a taco place.
Check out the all-new Blue and Orange store at the Boise State Hall of Fame. The Blue and Orange store has your best game day gear. We're talking jerseys, hats, bumper stickers, car flags, more than 4,000 hats on the hat wall. If you want the best Boise State gear, make sure you check out the Blue and Orange store online at theblueandorangestore.com or the all-new Blue and Orange store down at the Boise State Allen Noble Hall of Fame.
It's the fall kickoff sale at Lithia Ford of Boise. It's the best time to trade in and trade up to a new Ford truck or SUV with the room to haul your payload or playload. Visit Lithia Ford of Boise, where Ford begins in Idaho.
Bronco fans, the new Boise State trading cars are here, and you can only get them at Jackson's.
Start collecting them today.
Jackson's, let's go!
And final blade of grass. Done. And done. Who knew it'd take 2,007 man-hours to paint 47,962,053 blades of grass? Smells like game day. Whoa, it's not dry yet.
It's time for the Jackson's Postgame Show on Bronco Nation News. We're breaking down the game with highlights, interviews, analysis, and most importantly, you. Give your thoughts on the game in the ICCU YouTube chat, or leave us a message on the Signature Roofing voice box at speakpipe.com/BNN. The BNN Postgame Show is presented by Jackson's, where you can get a 99-cent 16-ounce coffee or refill with Let's Go Rewards. Need snacks or a cold drink? Visit one of the 300 Jackson's locations today. The title sponsor of Bronco Nation News is RowPaint.com, the official paint and coatings company of Boise State Athletics. For all your painting needs, check out RowPaint.com. Now, let's join the guys at the James Kitchen and Bar near Albertson Stadium for the Jackson's Postgame Show on Bronco Nation News.
Well, Andrew Meadow doing what he did early and often in tonight's game, hitting the three-pointer for Boise State. Meadow finishing with 21 points tonight, and Boise State gets the win tonight by 20 points, 85-65 over the UTRGV. What was the
Vaqueros?
The Vaqueros. There we go. Abe Jackson joining us as he does each and every time on the post-game show as we bug Jay and Sean and John, everyone trying to get their work done tonight here on Press Row. But Abe, another 20-point win, another nice drive home tonight.
Well, I needed it because we talked about the Ken Palm number. What was it, 17 or 18?
17.
And so, yeah, you get that 20-point win, and it was big time. And we're going to talk about some of the stats, but one I want to talk is just rebounding. I mean, 44-20. And then dominated the second chance points as well. And that was really the game. I mean, neither team shot the lights out, 49%, I think, for the Broncos, 47 for UTRGV. But great win for the Broncos. And what I like is that you're seeing the defense. You can see it get better. And you can see it in the numbers, but you can also just see it watching out on the court. Yeah, and you mentioned the rebounding. Only 4 offensive rebounds for the Vaqueros, and Boise State really dominated. A lot of those kind of stats. You mentioned 23-5 on the second chance points, bench points. Boise State had 35. Too many turnovers. Got to clean that up. 20 turnovers, including 9 from your 2 guards. Yeah, and that's what's tough is when the guards are turning the ball over. But the Broncos also turned them over quite a bit as well. And so it wasn't one of those where you were just giving away a bunch of possessions and not getting them back. So really net, you only gave up, 2-3 possessions, I think, on the turnovers. So a lot of turnovers for the Broncos, but they also created a lot.
Yeah, just a lot of individual things to like. We mentioned Andrew Meadow, 21 points for him. About Javen Buchanan, second game in a row. We talked about him on the pregame show, but for him to show his all-around game again, 15, 7, and 3 for him, 2 positive signs there.
Yeah, really good positive signs, and I like what Carmichael did in the second half too. He went 3 of 3 from the floor, ended up with 9 points, knocked down a couple free throws. Felt like he got into a rhythm offensively from what we saw last year, but I'm not bringing this up because it was a bad game from Fielder, but he had 0 points, 0 for 3 from the floor. But when one of your best scorers has a really off night and you still score 85 points, you have some depth. And I think that's going to be one of the trickiest parts for the coaching staff, is to find out what group is going to give you that best momentum. When your best scorer is having maybe his worst game of the season, this could be for Drew Fielder, but you score 85 points. You still got 4 guys in double digits. Yeah. I mean, there's so many options that you can go to when one guy has an off night.
Yeah, I mean, we thought that the balanced scoring and different guy on different night was going to be a strength of this team, and that's proven to be the case here in the early going.
Yeah, it is. There was 5 players in double digits in the game against Utah Valley, 4 players in double digits in this game. And Andrew Meadow, he's kind of starting to look like the guy. And I don't know if I've seen him drive to the hoop as hard as he has in these last couple games. There were a couple drives in this game where guys just bounced off of him and he finished and got the foul on him.
Yeah, he looks like in terms of his strength. He said he didn't add any weight or anything in the offseason, but he certainly seems like he's a little more confident taking it to the rack there.
Confident, and he's just athletic and strong. I mean, when he has a full head of steam, it's kind of like Derek Marks. Derek Marks never had to get by you because he was so strong and good with his body. He just had to get into your body, and he was going to win that matchup, and that's what Andrew Meadow can do.
Yeah, no doubt about it. He was 8 for 12 from the field, 2 of 4 from three-point range. Boise State as a team, 10 of 22 from 3.
Yeah, great job. I mean, we haven't seen that kind of shooting from a team. We've seen it from individuals, but as a team, a lot of guys who can knock it down, from your point guards all the way through to your 4 and 5 men in Aarons, and we know that Fielder can knock him down too.
The 20 turnovers, we mentioned that earlier, 20 as a team, 9 from the 2, Nato and Andrews. And is it just the way that, the Vaqueros played, or was any concern there with the 20 turnovers?
I don't think there's any concern. I mean, all of the turnovers they were trying to create. It wasn't, get back on your heels, having the ball over your head, trying to the long skip pass, something that's easily stolen. They were all trying to create and do something with the ball and be aggressive. So it's not something that you want, of course, but also if you're turning the other team over as well, you got to take the net, right? Like, how many possessions did you actually give up with those 20 turnovers? If you only created 5 and you're giving up 20, I mean, that's going to be a lot. But, the net was only about 2 or 3 possessions.
And I know it's an up and down season. Everybody, you're not going to make big assumptions after 2 games, but certainly Peanut Carmichael, it got off to a little bit of a slow start this season. First half, again, got pulled after having a turnover, and I think, but second half, I thought he was huge, hit some huge buckets, and just his confidence, and it looked like he was smiling, playing fun out there. I mean, that's a very positive sign, because obviously, as we talked about on the pregame show, we know he's going to be a big part of this team.
Yeah, he's going to be a big part. And I think what's great about this team is that we just mentioned it, is that some guys can have off nights, or even a couple games in a row. Someone who could give you 15 maybe gives you 2. But there's so many other guys on this team that will give you that 12 or 15. And sometimes you're going to have them all hitting on the same night, and you're going to be pushing close to 100.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, 85 points, and they missed 10 free throws. Mm-hmm. And a couple of those were front ends of the
3 were front ends, yeah.
I mean, Leon's saying you could add 100 points there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, which they've only done one other time in program history, back-to-back 100-point games. They were trying to do that. But overall, I mean, 2 games, we keep moving past it. And unfortunately, it's going to be the storyline all season. Just that first game is going to be lingering there and moving past it. But 2 games in a row, 20-plus point wins. I mean, this certainly looks more like we thought it would.
Yeah, and you keep playing like this, and that game will get further and further in the rear view, and it'll be something that people still bring up, of course. But yeah, you find a way to get past it, and you come together as a team. And that's what was really nice against the Utah Valley, is what I saw was just the type of play that they had on the court after that dud against Hawaii Pacific. And they backed it up here again with another nice win over Rio Grande.
What'd you think of Leon getting the technical 90 seconds into the game?
Probably the earliest in a game I've seen, and also earliest in a season that I've seen.
Now, you were right there. You probably could Could you hear what was being said? Or?
I couldn't hear exactly what was being said, but I mean, he's been known to get after refs. I mean, it was nothing new, like, body language and talking from what I've seen over 16 years. I didn't see anything. I didn't hear the words, but I didn't see anything that was more egregious than some other times that he's done that. So
minute 26 into the game.
I think that's a record.
It's got to be. It's got to be. And when we hear from Leon in a little bit, he mentioned that. I said, was that your earliest tee? He goes, I think it was the earliest tee ever. Just because, unless there's a technical foul for putting someone's name in the scorebook wrong or something or messing up the number before the game. But overall, I mean, it's a weird game. A lot of fouls, a lot of free throws. It
was a little bit of a slog. Like the last 5 to 7 minutes seemed like it was a little bit of a slog, but credit the Broncos too. I mean, they played in an up and down game, and then they could play when the whistle's being blown and it's hard to get into a rhythm, and end up winning by 20 points.
What I mentioned Fielder, the foul trouble, and again, that one wasn't really his fault, obviously, but I mean, that has been a little bit of an issue in games here. I know we talked about it on the pregame show, but it's nice that you can win when he doesn't score, but obviously Leon told us in the postgame, like, I hope I don't ever see that again, like him not scoring. So what are you seeing from him, because he only played, I think, 12 minutes tonight?
Well, rough when you're in foul trouble. Hard to get into a rhythm, hard to get into a flow of the game. But there's a couple things in each of these last couple games, he's picked up some tic-tac type fouls, right? The one here where he reverse pivoted and they called the foul for that. He picked up a tic-tac foul against Utah Valley. So those are ones you can control, but then also challenging at the rim. He's picked up a couple fouls in each game where someone's been driving and he looks like he's going straight up, but it's been multiple refs in multiple games that have kind of called him for the same thing. So I'm hoping they see what he's doing on tape and they can address that, because having his length inside, he should be able to affect some shots without fouling.
And another guy we got to mention is RJ Keene. I mean, that was another
classic,
typical RJ Keene game. 10 rebounds and 4 assists and only 2 points.
Yeah,
no, 28 minutes. I mean,
that's why he's out there. You know that we talk about all these scores. You know that he's not out there to give you 10 points a game. He's out there to give you more rebounds than points, probably more assists than points, and also play some really great defense. He guarded McGee for a UTRGV who was averaging over 20 points a game coming into this and did a great job on him.
And as we talked about on the pregame show, the freshmen, NATO and Aaron's both looked good again.
They look good. They really did. I mean, NATO has a great knack for getting into the paint. He made a couple great decisions on some kickouts to threes, and in Aaron's, I think Aaron's is just going to get better and better. Has a great high release, but also what I liked, we saw a little back down from him in the first half. Back down, fake to the middle, go baseline off the glass. So, I think both those guys are going to be good.
How about Montana about to take down UNLV?
Mountain West is weird this year. I mean, I think there's going to be a pretty big discrepancy between maybe the top 4 teams in the rest of the league from what I've seen.
And UNLV is dealing with some injuries and things, but Montana's up 91-82 with 1:59 to go. That'd be another bad loss for the Mountain West.
And Air Force is struggling this year too. I think they lost again tonight to forget who it was, but someone that Mountain West team should usually handle. So I think once we get into conference, we're going to see a pretty big disparity from about the top 4 or 5 and then the bottom.
Grand Teton saying a good last couple of games. If it wasn't for the HPU game, I would be 100% bought in. But unfortunately, that just ain't going away this year.
Is that the guy who said they weren't going to win one in the preseason in the non-conference?
I believe it was.
Okay, and he wasn't kidding.
At Abe Jackson taking the receipts.
Remember,
I like it.
He even said, "I'm not joking here," so we knew he was serious.
And he said 4 or 5 in conference. I think, or something.
Only 4 or 5 and no wins in non-conference. So that was an emotional typing from Grand Tetons too. There,
I love that you're keeping the receipts from last week.
I'm just saying.
But Montana State, kind of a cool matchup with the Keene brothers on Saturday.
Yeah, that'll be fun. Bob and I were talking that a lot of times you see maybe brothers on the same team, but I don't know if we've done one where you've had brothers on separate teams. Coach Rice thought that maybe Max and Brock played against each other when Brock Max. I don't know if he was playing or if he was redshirting.
Okay,
but I know that Brock did play here when he was playing in college. So, but other than that, I can't remember a time that we've done a broadcast with brothers on separate teams. So that's going to be fun for both Keens and also the Keene family.
And Montana State is coming in 255th at Ken Palm. They hung for a little while with Colorado, only lost by 6. But they just lost to Denver on Sunday, 75-73, a tough loss there. They're playing tomorrow night at Stanford. But I talked to RJ, and he was saying they're going to come straight out on Thursday, so he's going to get to the whole Keene family can spend some time on Thursday.
That'll be good.
Thursday and Friday before the game on Saturday.
That'll be nice.
And they're going to match up at some point, right?
They have to. I mean, all the switching in basketball and all that, and Coach Rice was just saying that he hopes this doesn't turn into something that might be in the driveway, and they both get some technicals or something. But they'll guard each other, I'm sure.
But overall, another game. I mean, like I said, 20-ish point spread. Another game kind of like tonight, where you just hope to continue to see some positive momentum, but should be a game on Saturday afternoon. They have a chance to win.
Yeah, and I think it's the defensive side that we're going to be watching the improvements. The offense is there, right? I mean, they are scoring some big time points in college basketball games, but you've also seen the defense, the percentages start to tick down and the overall points tick down for your opponents. They held Rio Grande to 40.7% shooting in the second half. So a 20-point win and holding them under 70. And maybe this team isn't one of the best defensive teams that Boise State's had, where you're holding people under 60. But the way that they're scoring, maybe you only need to hold them under 70. Yeah. And that's what you got to do.
Yeah. Well, another nice win, 20-plus point win again. Although someone just told us to stop because they just heard another ref whistle. It felt like that. I mean, there was some every possession.
It felt like it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, either way, Abe, a nice win, and you're solo on Saturday.
Yeah, it's going to be a solo call, just Abe on the play-by-play, and see how the voice holds up for our postgame here.
Our friend Bob Beeler, along with many of us here on Press Row, will be in San Diego for the game on Saturday night, so you can listen to Abe solo on the radio call on Saturday. That's a 2:00 tip, right?
Yep.
1:30 pregame. Not sure our coverage yet with being out there in California, but in San Diego. But you'll do a great job on the call, and then certainly Tuesday, Wichita State. That should be a fun one.
I think that'll be the hardest non-conference, well, other than teams in the Maui Classic, but that'll be one of the harder non-conference games that the Broncos have, and hopefully a lot of fans come out for that. Wichita State has built a great program over the last 15 or 20 years, so it should be a great battle.
Well, Abe, we appreciate your time. Let's hear from Leon Rice, Boise State head coach, speaking with the media after the game.
That was your first question? Yeah.
You guys shot it pretty well tonight, and just a lot of encouraging things for a 20-point win.
Progress, because I think we're going to be a great free throw shooting team. We left so many points on the board. We scored 85, and I think we missed 3 front end. That would have been 100. When you miss that many free throws, 100 without great shooting. But I was really proud of our guys, because that team had. They went on a 17-1 run against Baylor. They were up 12 points in the first half against Baylor, and they had our attention, because they can get it going, and you have to stop them, otherwise they're going to score a lot. And so I thought our defense got better from the last game. Our transition was better. We protected the paint a little bit better. Now, tons of room for growth. But there were some real positives.
I know it's a small sample size, but do you feel like the shooters are coming on faster this year than they did last year?
Well, the shooters are always good shooters. What makes a good shooter is shot selection, and teammates getting them better shots. Because we got guys that'll make them if you get each other shots, and that was our emphasis tonight. And I thought we did a really nice job of that. We got good shots, and we put a lot of foul pressure on the defense. So instead of, if you settle for a bad shot against them, they turn it into points at the other end. And if you turn it over, you saw that tonight. We'd have a break, miss a lay-in, boom, 3 on the other end. You turn it over, bucket on the other end. They can run, and they can run well. So if you're running bad offense, and then just jacking it, they're going to rebound and run. And by us running good offense, it gives our offense rebounding a chance too. So, I thought, 44 to 20 on the glass, 15 offensive rebounds, RJ Keene with 10, well, how about that? So some really good things there. And I'm not concerned about the free throws, because I know it was our guys that is an anomaly. Just looked like that ball was a little bouncy or something. I don't know. It seemed like it was bouncing out.
Speaking of RJ, kind of a classic blue game for him.
Oh, yeah.
How nice was that to see today?
Not only that, I thought he did a great job, because number 10, Marvin McGee, for them, he's been a scoring machine, and he's seen a big bucket. If you give him good looks, you know, he's gonna make a lot of threes. And he you know, we didn't give him that many good looks, and you know, kept the ball out of his hands a little bit and made it tough for him. So I thought that was, and RJ was on him most of the time.
I know it's going to be, you know, different guys on different nights.
Yeah.
To score 85 and win by 20 and have Drew not score.
Yeah.
I mean, how's that?
No doubt. And I think with this team, and you know, I hope to never see that again, because Drew, you know, I mean, that's what got me so upset, because Drew was dealing with all that foul trouble last game. He was ready to have and I think it messed with him that first, you know, the guy has the ball and the defender just runs into him, you know. I mean, it's not legal to just run into an offensive player with the ball, and they, you know, they pinned the foul on him right away, and that's what had me so upset. And you know, because it set a tone a little bit in Drew's mind. But now I got to get him right to be able to play through that, and you know, that's why he's here, and he won't have another game like that.
Was that your earliest tech in a game?
It's got to be the earliest tech unless you report your starters wrong. I mean, I don't know how it could be quicker. So.
You mentioned rebounding. Specifically, they only had 4 offensive rebounds.
Yeah.
How much of that is just a mindset for your kids to just close out on the glass, and you know, a good defensive possession isn't over until you get the rebound?
Oh, I mean,
it's
the foundation of our program, and it wins us a lot of games. And you know, these guys, you know, we're becoming it's one of the best things we're doing right now. Now if we get those other things up to our, you know, the speed of what our rebounding is, then we got a chance to be a really good team.
How do you like Andrew Meadows starting the season? It's not just tonight, but his first few games.
I mean, he's doing some great stuff. I'm getting used to the no goggles, and I think it's helping him. You know, he's just seems like a more rounded basketball player. 21 points off 12 shots. Again, he missed 2 free throws, which he never does. You know, he won't miss any. 3 assists, 5 rebounds. Pretty, you know, he drew 3 fouls. Pretty darn good game, you know. And that's the Andrew Meadow that I know. And I want to say too, Peanut, you know, he's been fighting to get things going. You know, guys go through stuff, and guys go through, they have a lot going on, and ups and downs of college kids. And Peanut's a heck of a player. The game comes easy to him, so sometimes it, you know, like looks like he's not playing hard enough and he's not scrappy enough. That's what he has to control. He doesn't have to worry about his offensive stuff. That comes easy. He needs to rebound tough and guard really hard, because he can do all that. You know, like rebounding is a foundation of what we do. He got a nice rebound and he let somebody just take it from him. Okay, that's not what we do. We hold it and squeeze it, and he knows that. And so I was really happy that we got to see the Peanut that I know he's going to be. And again, we get that. My goal as a coach, you get all of these guys clicking together where we're all hungry dogs. We don't take a possession off, and we're going to be, you know, got a chance to be really good.
So Javen kind of scoring from all 3 levels tonight.
Yeah.
I know that first game was a tough one for him, but these last 2, it seems like he's kind of...
Because he's such a high character, total package guy, that he showed up the right way, responded the right way, led his team the right way, and he just, you know, he just started grinding again, and instead of overthinking. And that's, you know, I wasn't at all worried about Javen. That was a tough night for him that first night, but you know, he gets 15 and 7, 3 assists, 2 steals, had some good blocks, all those, you know, he impacts the game in a lot of different ways.
With Andrew last year, no matter who was scoring, who wasn't, you could almost always rely on Tyson. Can Andrew be that guy for you guys this year?
Yeah, I think we have a lot of guys that can, you know, and that's what I'm striving for, is that the consistency every night, you know, so I know what each guy's going to bring every night. And, you know, that's what our program does well, because the consistency comes with your approach, your energy, your effort right here, not up and down and up and, you know, I got to teach these guys right there. And so, you know, some guys are new to the program, they're still learning that. So when we get everybody just that way, you know, workmanlike and just sawing wood, then and doing their job so hard, then we're going to get a lot better.
You guys closed well too. I mean, you're only up, I think,
Yeah.
9 or 10 with like 7 minutes left to kind of, put the foot down.
Yeah, that was good because that's, like I said, that's a scary team. All of a sudden, you turn the ball over, whack, whack, whack. 3, they have games where they always have big scoring runs, and I think we did a pretty good job of not allowing a bunch of scoring runs for them. We made them have to, if this was a football game and you analyze time of possession, I think, we doubled them or had a lot more minutes with the ball, and I think that a team like that, I think that can sometimes frustrate them.
At the end of non-conference play, what do you want the team looking like?
Well, the biggest thing that jumps out at me is our defense. Our defense has to be able to impact the game in a big, big way, because we have shot makers, and, like I said, we missed a ton of free throws tonight and had 85. So that, we're not going to let our thumb off anything, our rebounding, but our defense has to get to the level of this program and the level of, and we can, because we've got quickness, we got size, we got, physicality that we have to make more consistent. Our technique has to get more consistent, because we're fouling a little too much, but in the wrong ways. So, all the early season things that we have to get better at.
When you talk about those early season things, just curious, how much does it help having a lot of these games at home to work those things out, not having to go through the rigors of travel early on?
Huge.
Does that make it easier to just iron things out?
It's huge because you get better practices at home, you get better film analysis, you get, so it's really big, no doubt. It's, and the good thing is we played a scrimmage away, so we've had a lot of experience with that. We played downtown, that's why we wanted to do that in the preseason like that. But this is important, especially with what's ahead.
Did they show up
And what's ahead Saturday is a really good team,
Did they show up in the wrong color uniforms or what?
Yeah, that was awkward. Yeah, that was weird. They have orange ones, but I guess they weren't washed.
So did you guys consider changing, or you just decided to stick with what you had, you didn't care?
Well, sometimes these guys in summer they don't even play shirts and skins, and they don't. Maybe that's why we had 20 turnovers. We were having trouble seeing the color, because that bugged me, actually. I mean, grays aren't supposed to. I think the officials probably should have made them wear that orange or something. I don't know. I think we could have, but I didn't want to, But now we have 20 turnovers. I'm not blaming that. No, but that was weird. You shouldn't have that. I mean, you got more colors.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right, there he is, Leon Rice, and you heard it after the game there. They didn't wash their orange uniforms, so they had to wear the gray, and then Boise State went with the white, and it was kind of a weird look tonight. But Boise State gets the win 85-65 over UTRGV. Again, Andrew Meadow leads the way, 21 points in 34 minutes, 8 of 12 shooting for Andrew Meadow. Also added 5 rebounds, 3 assists as well. You had 15 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists from Javen Buchanan. Hit a couple threes, had a very nice overall game tonight, scoring on the inside, scoring outside. I thought Javen Buchanan played a really nice game tonight. 12 points for Dylan Andrews, also had 4 assists, but 3 turnovers. RJ Keene, as we mentioned, 10 rebounds, 4 assists, just a typical RJ Keene type of game. I was impressed with him. 9 points for Dominic Parolin, including 5 rebounds as well for him. He was 5 of 7, had a putback, I believe, maybe 2. So that was nice to see. AG Nato, 6 points, 2 assists, but did have 6 turnovers. So they got to cut that down. 20 turnovers as a team was a little too many tonight. And we mentioned it, but Pearson Carmichael, really nice to see in the second half, get him going a little bit. 9 points for Peanut. That was really nice to see later in the game. And then Spencer Aarons, the freshman, does it again. 11 points for Spencer in 20 minutes. Also had 6 rebounds, was aggressive, hit a 3, and I think Spencer continues to show that he's going to be a heck of a player here at Boise State. So overall, really nice win for Boise State, and they get their second 20-plus point win in a row. Do want to hear from Javen Buchanan and Andrew Meadow. We'll hear from them in just a second, but I want to thank RoePaint.com, our title sponsor, Andy Rowe and Company, ROEPaint.com, all your painting needs, whether it's those concrete coatings, interior, exterior painting. Hit up our title sponsor, Andy Rowe, and rowpaint.com. Idaho Central Credit Union. There's a branch pretty much on every corner, but the easiest is that mobile eBranch online banking right there in your smartphone. Idaho Central Credit Union online, ICCU.com. Taco Bell, I'm still trying to figure out what it is, but if you get 83 points, there's a free taco or something. I didn't hear him make the full announcement, but 83 points tonight gets you, I believe, a free taco at Taco Bell. SON Management Group, the Nicolason family. We'll tell you more about that on tomorrow's morning show, but check out TacoBellWorks.com. And again, 83 points, I believe, got everybody a free taco tonight at the game. Hey, don't forget about the 99-cent coffee anytime, day or night from our friends at Jackson's. They also got that 49-cent fountain drink on the Monday after Latrell Caples gets a touchdown. So if Latrell Caples scores, you can score at Jackson's. And again, Jackson's an Extra Mile by Jackson's, 99-cent coffee anytime, day or night, using that Let's Go Rewards app. Hey, the Blue and Orange Store, theblueandorangestore.com. They got you covered. And again, we're going to hear from Javen Buchanan and Andrew Meadow here in just a minute. But I want to tell you about the Blue and Orange Store online at theblueandorangestore.com. It's where you can go to get all that Boise State gear. They got those customized jerseys at the location down there at the Allen Noble Hall of Fame. 4,000 plus hats on the hat wall, and you can order anywhere in the world online. The best gear, the best selection, the best prices at the Blue and Orange Store online, theblueandorangestore.com. And Lithia Ford of Boise reminds you the fall kickoff sale is underway. Never a better time to buy a new or pre-owned vehicle from Lithia Ford of Boise. They're taking care of student athletes, including Julian Bowie on the basketball team with an NIL deal, providing a vehicle for him. A lot of football players, including Latrell Caples, you see on the screen there. So appreciate Lithia Ford of Boise, Jim Sturk and company for their support of Bronco Nation News. And make sure you check out Lithia Ford of Boise at lithiafordboise.com. All right, Andrew Meadow and Javen Buchanan meeting with the media after the game.
Obviously, another nice game where you guys were able to kind of spread the ball around, get guys involved, and then win by 20 plus. How's that one feel?
Good. We got a lot of weapons. It's not going to be one person every single night. Like, we have so many weapons, and we share the ball so well that it's somebody's going to have to step up every night. So it's the beauty about this team.
You mentioned so many weapons. Drew's been a weapon for you guys in the first few games. Mm-hmm. Tonight, no points. Just to be able to still go out and win by 20, how's that? What's that say about your team?
So yeah, that's basically what I'm saying. Like, we don't need one guy to produce. Like, we have so many people on this team that can produce in so many ways. So I think that makes us dangerous. We're not predictable. A lot of guys can do a lot of things.
How have you seen your growth from sophomore to junior year?
I've seen a big growth, just working every single day in the off season, and then just experience. I feel a lot more comfortable on the court. I see more things. I'm just more calm, not in a rush, and the game has really opened up to me.
Do you look stronger in the paint and just in the key? Did you put any weight on or leg on that? Is it just experience?
I haven't put any weight on. I think I've just been, just working in the weight room with our strength coaches and just getting stronger in ways that I haven't maybe in the past, and trying to get my body better in different areas.
Javen, for you, the first game, obviously it wasn't the first game you wanted, but the second game and then now tonight, how are you kind of starting to kind of get rolling here?
Good, man. Like, I knew, you don't get what you want, you get what you need, and so those first two games showed me a lot, and then just control what I can control, man. Like, just show up and fight every day, and I think good things will happen when I'm just being selfiless.
So what if we saw more your kind of all-around game tonight too, scoring from all three levels? Do you agree, I guess?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, felt good.
Dude, he's a passer. Are you in a position to do that a little bit more this year, or
maybe? I mean, we had one of the best passers ever last year, so maybe. But I think we have a lot of guys, and nobody's really selfish on this team. So we have so many guys that can shoot it. If they try to double us in the post, it's going to be difficult because we have so many shooters, we have so many weapons. So a lot of it's just easy reads.
You mentioned having a lot of shooters. Both of you had pretty good nights from the three-point line, but you only took a ton of them. Is that something where it's kind of been a point of emphasis just to kind of be more efficient and smart with the three-point looks you get?
Yeah, just letting the game come to us, not forcing anything. I think we both did a good job of that, and just as a team, we did a good job of that. That was a big emphasis, these past 2 days of practice is just take what the defense gives you, don't force anything, and just let the game come to you and make plays for your teammates, and it'll come back to you.
Was the three-point shooting a big emphasis during the off-season? Last year it was one of the things that kind of held you guys back.
Yeah, for sure. I don't think we because last year we had good shooters. I think just the percentages didn't, equal out at the end of the year. But, every day, all guys are just shooting every day. In the summer, we have a competition that we do, so it makes it fun, to see who can get the most shots up.
What about kind of the finishing stretch you guys had too? I mean, they cut it to like 8 or 9 there with 6-7 minutes to go, and you guys kind of went on a big run to put it on them. But to be able to finish down the stretch like that, how's that?
I think it just
to have?
Yeah, it just shows the resilience of our team. We're not gonna let a little push or run take us down. We got guys that can fight, and we're not gonna give up. We're gonna keep going.
What's it like to see RJ kind of just go do his thing and just own such a specific role?
I mean, it's hilarious, honestly. Like, you can always expect him to go and do what he does. Like, that dude is so old, he doesn't even stretch, and he just goes out there and gets 10 rebounds, 5 assists. Like, I don't know, he's different for sure.
To have Andrew, maybe you to follow that up, like to have a player on the team that just doesn't really, I mean, he shows he can score, but doesn't really need to score to make such a big impact. Like, how valuable is that to a team?
It's so valuable. Every team needs a guy like that, and I think he's one of the biggest reasons why we're going to be so successful, because of how unselfish he is. He just wants to win, and it makes it really easy and fun to play with him.
How nice was to see Peanut in the second half just kind of find some joy playing the game again?
Yeah, I mean, Peanut that's when he's at his best, is when he's playing with joy, and he knows that. And like I said, nobody's season always starts how you want it, and that's fine. It's a really long season. But he is confident, and he will be a really big player for us.
All right, yes, we did have the 6-7 mention there. I didn't even know I was doing that when I said 6-7 there. Didn't even know I did it, but now my kids have me trained, and 6-7 there. So Boise State again gets the win here. Nice win for Boise State, 85-65. They take down UTRGV, and Always Right finishes with 8 points. Maybe one of the cooler names we've had here in a while. Always Right. Shout out to his parents. Last name was WRGIGHT, and they said, we're going Always for the first name there. Cool name, Always Right. He was 4 for 7 from the field, 8 points. Corey Cotton, number 4, had 12 points to lead UTRGV. Hey, Matt Bauscher and Bauscher Real Estate. Number 1 ranked realtor in the Treasure Valley is Matt Bauscher and Bauscher Real Estate. Check them out online at BauscherRealEstate.com for all your real estate needs. And I know everybody has plenty of friends and family that are realtors in this town, but Matt Bauscher and Bauscher Real Estate is who you need to hit up. You won't find anybody better. Matt Bauscher and Bauscher Real Estate. Ridley's Family Markets, shopridleys.com. 13 locations across the state of Idaho, surrounding states. Check them out online at shopridleys.com. Hey, transportation compliance service. You want to get into the trucking industry? All the paperwork and stuff, let the professionals handle it for you. Transportation compliance service online at transcomservice.com. Hey, Snake River Pool and Spa Patio and Game. 4 locations are part of the Boise State home team. TheSpaTeam.com is their website. Check them out online. Again, Twin Falls, Boise, Meridian, Nampa, TheSpaTeam.com. And our friends at Signature Roofing want to hear from you. Speakpipe.com/BNN. Leave us a voicemail on the Signature Roofing voice inbox line. It's brought to you by Signature Roofing, covering our community for more than 2 decades. Whether it's a re-roof, a repair, an estimate, or an inspection, all your roofing needs, hit up the official roofer of BNN. That's Signature Roofing, online at mysignatureroofing.com. And again, you can leave a voicemail. Speakpipe.com/BNN is the website. Speakpipe.com/BNN. Leave a voicemail on the Signature Roofing voice inbox line. We'll play it on an upcoming BNN broadcast. Well, Boise State moves up 1 spot in the KenPom rankings. You guys were asking in the chat. The number was 17, and they win by 20. So not a huge jump, but obviously certainly helps to win by more than you're supposed to. And Boise State wins by 20. They were supposed to win by 17. They move up 1 spot from number 46 to number 45 at KenPom. The defense improves 11 spots. They're now at 59 at KenPom. The offense, 40th best offense in the country so far. And again, the Hawaii Pacific numbers are not included in this. So the more Boise State can do, knowing they have that Hawaii Pacific thing kind of looming, the better they can do to increase their numbers as much as possible will certainly help if they want to get in the at-large conversation for the NCAA tournament down the line. But Montana State coming to town, 256 at KenPom, projected to be an 87-67 win. 20 points is the spread there. And obviously Howie Keene, the brother of RJ Keene, playing for Montana State. So that's going to be fun on Saturday. And they come in 1-2. They play tomorrow night, though, at Stanford, and then they'll fly over on Thursday. So they're expected to lose by 16 tomorrow night at Stanford. We'll see what that looks like for Montana State. But then after that, you got Wichita State coming to town next Tuesday. That should be a fun matchup. And then Boise State heads to the islands for the Maui Invitational. That first game will be next Monday. And as always, Bronco Nation News will be there as well in Maui to bring you coverage of the Maui Invitational. So appreciate all you guys for checking us out. Not much more really to say about this one. They win by 20, pretty impressive, and they'll get ready for Montana State on Saturday. But back-to-back 20-point wins, and all the folks in the chat a little happier than maybe this time last week. So everybody take a deep breath, get a couple wins, and now things feel a little bit differently about this team moving forward here. So I thought there's still a lot of work to do. Got to get better on defense, got to clean up the turnovers. But overall, this team seems to be moving in the right direction. 85-65 the win. Saturday, they'll be at Montana State. Probably no pregame show because I'll be out in San Diego for the football game. We'll figure out the coverage and what we're going to do in terms of some postgame coverage, kind of as the pregame coverage for football. Maybe we'll morph that together on Saturday. So 9 a.m. tomorrow, we'll talk about this game. We'll have Winston Venable along to talk some football. So as we continue to get you set, we'll hear from Max Cutforth on the show tomorrow morning. Dylan Riley's meeting with the media tomorrow, by the way, so we'll have that up there on the website and on the YouTube channel later tomorrow afternoon. So appreciate you guys. Go subscribe if you can. $7 a month. BroncoNationNews.com is that website. BroncoNationNews.com, and we got our $7 a month offer going right now. You can try us out. $1 for the first month, see if you like it, and then you can also renew after that. So appreciate you guys. We'll have full post-game coverage coming to the website, full football coverage as well. And appreciate all you guys have already subscribed. If you haven't, go check it out. The all-new BroncoNationNews.com. We'll be in the message boards chatting. And like I said, full recap from this game, full football coverage, Max Cutforth story up there as well. So appreciate all you guys for checking us out. And again, BroncoNationNews.com is your spot to go. So 85-65 the final. Nice win for Boise State, 2-1 on the season, and they will be in action Saturday, 2 o'clock against Montana State. Have a great rest of your evening. We'll see you at 9 a.m. for Bronco Nation News Live for our intern Mateo doing a great job, for Abe Jackson, all of our BNN staff and crew. Again, my name is BJ Rains, and we appreciate you guys checking out the Jackson's postgame show. Go hit up Jackson's, get that 99-cent coffee anytime, day or night, using your Let's Go Rewards app. And, of course, our title sponsor is rowpaint.com. All your painting needs, make sure you hit up Andy Rowe and our title sponsor at rowpaint.com. That'll do it from ExtraMile Arena. Again, 20-point win for Boise State. We'll have full coverage online. Bronco Nation News, BroncoNationNews.com. This has been the Jackson's Postgame Show, presentation of 24/7 Sports. Have a great rest of your evening, everybody.